This is V from a Canadian RVer, eh? What I'm doing in this video is, well, I've had a lot of people on our Facebook chats that we've had with various groups that we're involved with, and they were always asking me, what is that big screen on the left-hand side? And for a while I thought it was my GPS, my 10-inch GPS screen, but what they were asking was on the iPad I had a program running here that actually monitored my complete engine. Now, the reason I've got it in this orientation is because it's a lot better with less glare to film this than try to film it on the dash. But I will walk you through a step-by-step configuration of how to actually monitor your engine and get the best performance out of it. And you can do it. Now, I know there's a lot of products like 5-star tuning is out there, and I've been doing a bit of research on that, but I still believe that if you watch all the vitals of your engine and what it's doing, you can control it with where it shifts and, you know, how much torque, how much horsepower, and I'll walk you through all that. Now, let me just take you back one step. What I used to use is a Kiwi, and then this was by Plex. I've had this now for about 4 or 5 years now, and I've been using it. But what's been happening, this was working great. I can't say it hasn't worked great. The only problem was on my speed, I wasn't getting a readout from this unit. Now, I don't know if it was this unit or something to do with the program on the iPad, but let me just walk you through what I use on the iPad. So I have two programs. One is from Plex, which is right there, and I'll bring that up and you can see it. It comes up very quickly, and it's a good program. It's free. It comes with the Plex OBD reader, but I don't like this one because of the multi-gauges. You see, it just gives you one or two, and you can change it to various things through here. But so this is not really the program that I like the best. The one I like to use is called Dash Command, and I purchased this program because what it does is it gives you so much more information, and you can see right there where it's spinning right now, yellow. It's actually looking for the Bluetooth on the OBD. But let me just walk you through a little bit more. So what I really like about this is dashboard. You can see when it comes up in a minute here, you see where it's got the speed up here, it's got the engines you've already programmed. Here you got the volts, here you got feet above ground. And right here in the corner, it's your average miles, your instant miles per gallon. These are all other features here that you can program gas and where the engine shifts and more diagnostics on the engine. If you want to put in your fuel, how much fuel you've used. But another nice thing here too is you've got airflow right there. You've got your coolant, you've got your air temperature intake, and right here is, this will work, and I'll show you that once we have it hooked up, and also the load and the torque. And of course it's really nice because you can watch this, and you can also change this into RPMs if you want. See, well, sorry, right now it is in RPMs. You got the RPMs up here, and you've got your miles right here. But wait, let's go back one step. So now what I've done is I've had quite a few conversations, like I said, with a lot of our followers on our channel, and one of them said they went out and tried to find this unit from Plex, and they said it wasn't available anymore. And when I looked too, I couldn't find this one anymore. And I thought, well, this is a good opportunity for me to move up to a newer Bluetooth or a different one. So what I did is I started to research on Amazon, on the Canadian Amazon, and this one right here from Nexus is supposed to be really good because it actually supports this program 100%. It's been tested to work with this. So I thought, well, I'll order it. I think we paid $69 for this one from the Amazon, the Canadian store. And let me just open it up and we'll show you what's in the box. A little bit slippery here. So this is what it looks like when it comes out of the box. There's your OBD reader. And you can see it's just straightforward. It's got some lights on the back here telling you that you made a connection and so on. So I'm looking forward to trying this. So this is the brand new one I'm going to try. And what else do you get? A little bit of instruction in the manual. I don't think I really need to go any of this because I know the programs. I know what it's supposed to do. So let's start putting it all together and trying it on the engine. Now I'll start up the engine. So let me show you now where the connection is on the F53 chassis, and I'm curious to see how this plays out myself. And then we'll come back and I'll sit here and I'll show you this once I start. The OBD reader is just right there. You can see it just comes out of the dash a little bit. And here's the new OBD reader. We line it up, and I believe the little side is at the bottom. So what we're going to do is just push it on there. And there it is. We've got a little red light in the corner here, I guess, telling me that I've got power. So the next thing is I will check out all the safeties and I'll start the engine. And we'll go back to the iPad that's on the table there. Because what I do is my iPad I keep right up on there when we're driving, and I'll give you a little video that when we're traveling what it looks like. But so now it's all hooked up, it's ready to go, and the next thing now is, like I said, I'll go out and check all make sure that my steps won't go in and out, that everything is good when I start the engine, and my levelers will stay on. So just a few more checks and I'll come back and start the engine. All right, we're almost ready to start the engine. I've done all the safety checks outside to make sure that everything's clear, the steps will stay out. I've got the key in the ignition. And another thing that I should bring to your attention is right here, you see what I've done? I've also added an LED strip on the dash, because on bright sunny days, and right now I've got the sunshades down right there, so at least you can see the dash. And let me show you what it looks like when you turn the LEDs off. So we'll turn them off, and that's how dark. I mean, you can still see the screen, but or the dash, sorry, and it's a little dull and dark. So unless you had the daytime running lights on or your dash lights on, it's a little hard to see. But let me turn it back on. So there it is with the LED strip. So that's a little sideline of what I've done there. All right, so we're going to check, and we're going to make sure the emergency brake is down. We go over, that's the first. There's the ACC, and we're full of fuel, so we're going to start. And there we go, the engine's running. Everything looks good. The parking brake's on, we can let the engine run. So let's go back to the iPad, and we'll do it back on the table because it's a little nicer with glare and stuff. So there it is, it connected, and you can see it's gone green right there. So now this is actually connected to the OBD reader, and let's go to dashboard. And that's the first option we're going to select. And there it is, you can see it right there, that it's also come on. You see my average miles per gallon from the last time I drove. The average was 7.2. You can see the RPMs in that corner right there. Let me use my pen. It might be easier to do it. So there's the RPM is 830. The miles per hour, of course, we're not moving, so that's not going to do anything. But you see right up here, this is really cool. I like this because here it tells me right now the engine is producing 95, 97 foot-pounds. The horsepower at this RPM at 817 is producing 15 horsepower. There's my voltage, which is really nice to know. I mean, just what the alternator is putting out, because with my lithium-ion batteries, when I power it up, sometimes you know, you want to make sure that about 14 point something to make sure that they charge. This one here, because the iPad is connected to the Wi-Fi here, it tells you how many feet above sea level, and I guess that's important if you're crossing the mountains or anything. Again, right here, the load is 29%. The torque is 14%, and they'll move. And then again, right here, the airflow, you see it's very low right now, and if I would accelerate this, you'll see it all will move. This is also the coolant temperature, which is really nice to know. The gauge is good that's on the dash, but it's not as good as this, because now you can see. So now also too, you want to know what your air intake temperature is, and you can see it's just above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The thing I should show you too is, you see what I've done is I've turned the iPad sideways. So now you get a lot more information that's spread out, a little easier to see. Again, the same information, except when you turn the iPad, and when I run the iPad, I run it in this orientation, but you see, if you do this, it just flips it around and squishes everything on the screen. But I like to run it this way, because then it gives you more of the information that you want to see. And let me straighten it up there. So very colorful, there we go. A real nice system, and I just wanted to flip the screen and show you how that works too. So let's go to the front, and what I'm going to do is I'll rev the engine a bit, and we'll get some more stats on the iPad. So again, there's the dash, and you can see everything running. The fuel's up, the oil's good. Both the transmission temperature and my coolant temperature is running good. Of course, there's nothing on the speedometer and very little on the tachometer. But here we go. Here's again on the iPad. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rev it a bit. So do you see everything changes as I'm revving it? It's producing more horsepower, more thrust, more load, and on the engine. So that's what it's doing. And you can see the, of course, the airflow will change a little bit as I rev it. So this is what's so cool about this system, because you can diagnose your engine and help it along while you're driving. And just to take a second, just to show you a few more things. This is the main panel, I guess. So you can go to gauges. Here's another nice option. If you just wanted to see your gauges right there, that works very well that way too. Let me just square it up for you. So fuel trim, it gives you coolant temperature, horsepower, your load. This is also another nice thing to have here. And you can see all the gauges moving as I rev the engine, and I'll do that again. So a lot more diagnostics right there. Horsepower, you can see it changing. So if you just want to watch that, this is also a really good screen to see. Because even at a distance, you know, I mean, if it's way up here where I keep it, you can still read that very nicely and very clear. So that's another option. Let me just take it back. But again, really, when I'm driving, I love to watch this, because this is where all the information comes. So say, for example, you're going up a mountain, and you know, your foot-pounds will be at a certain point, and your horsepower will be something. Well, you know what? Back off a little bit. You're not going to go up that hill that fast, but you know, you're going to save some fuel. And this is really cool here. Average miles per gallon is really nice to know. So again, what I've done with this is I've used a Nexus OBD Bluetooth. I have an iPad with dash command running on it, and that gives you all the information. You'll know exactly what the engine's doing all of the time. So again, this is V from a Canadian RVer. I hope I've given you a little more insight of what I do and how I monitor my engine with all the different devices that I have. Thanks for watching a little short video on engine monitoring. Please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in our next video.